Well, Joey, we've seen you interviewed by the local media, the mass media today. Have you attempted a bit of Bristolian in the press conferences so far?
As you know, it's one of the things I like to do when I move into a new club or a new city. I like to immerse myself in the local cultures. At some point, I will no doubt develop the accent, and hopefully it gets me the same amount of traction as my French one did. So yeah, look, it'll take a bit to get it because it's got that little bit of a twang. But yeah, I'll be practicing to make sure I absolutely have it nailed down.
And just on that, did you have a little bit of sympathy for Jadon Sancho the other day? I saw your tweet about it.
Yeah, look, we've all done it. I mean, you find yourself doing it when you're on holiday, when you're ordering anything, or we've all done it. I would laugh when I seen it because you just can't. When you're abroad and you're speaking, you just can't help it. As stupid as my video is, and how stupid as I sound, you just have to laugh. And when I seen Jadon do it, I thought, you just got to laugh at it because you just sound ridiculous, and nobody's made a bigger fool of themselves than me on my one. And certainly Steve McLaren, every time. It's great when someone else does it because it brings all the other ones back out the woodwork. So I do enjoy it.
And just on a serious note, I think it's 7 weeks since you left Fleetwood. Do you feel like you've had enough time to reset and recharge your batteries since then?
Yeah, I'm only 38. I've only been doing it 2.5 years. I think if I was Roy Hodgson and like 75 or whatever, you could understand them taking a bit of a sabbatical. But it was a shock when it came. I didn't think we were in any danger of losing our job at Fleetwood, but that's football. And you kind of have a period where you go, okay, is this what football management is like? My kids having to tell you, the kids, you've been sacked is not easy, and they're like, why you haven't been crap? You haven't been getting bees all the time. I'm like, you don't have to ask the owner. And then when I spoke to them about this job, and I said, look, I might have to. Well, I have to move away from home for a period of time, a few days a week, because you can't do the commute from where we live, because you obviously have to square it off with the family. Family comes first, and though I've got 3 kids under the age of 9 in the house, so they're all in school, well, homeschooled. They're not in school, but they're all embedded in the classrooms and love the schools they go to and the teachers. So for me to take them away for a job that is very volatile, which football management is, I think is something you always have to consult the family on. And my little lad, 9, he's a mad football fan. As soon as he looked, and he's like, yeah, good kit that. Yeah, you should go and manage them. That's a good kit. So he's delighted. I've finally convinced them to be an Evertonian in recent years because I lost them to the red side. Thankfully, Sunday that was vindicated by Carlo's masterclass at Anfield. And he's staying in the blue and white now. Obviously, Fleetwood were red and white, and we're back to our natural colour, which is blue and white. Grew up an Evertonian and delighted to be, the Rovers manager, and looking forward to putting some blue pride into the Bristolian culture.
Is there anything you'd like to say about the exit from Fleetwood Town? Because from the outside, it came as a bit of a shock to everybody because you'd been doing so well there, reached the playoffs last season, and things weren't going too bad on the pitch this season either. No,
we were 3 points outside the playoffs with it all to play for, and sometimes that is, the way it goes in football. But again, I loved being at Fleetwood. I loved the people of Fleetwood. I made an enormous connection with the local community. I'll be incredibly thankful for the rest of my days to Andy Pilley for giving me the opportunity to start my coaching and managerial career. And again, I always look for the results like I did for the clubs I played for, and I always want to see Fleetwood do well. It's obviously disappointing that it didn't run its full course, but I kind of knew when I didn't sign the new contract I was offered that it would maybe change the landscape. But again, Fleetwood's somewhere I will always go and watch football. I'll always look for the results, and I'll always want them to do well because they were brilliant with us and give us an incredible opportunity and incredible support over the 2.5 years we were at the club. We shared some incredible moments.
When the likes of Mick McCarthy and Neil Warnock get jobs in the Championship, we're always told they know the division so well. That's why they got the position. Because League One from the last 2 or 3 years. Do you think that will help you a lot trying to get immediate results, which is what Bristol Rovers need?
Look, we were competing at a different end of the table, said 7 weeks ago. When I was watching the results come in at the weekend, I haven't watched the games. Peterborough scored, and you're like, oh, Peterborough have scored. And then you go, oh no, it's against Wimbledon. So we're not competing against Peterborough because obviously they're in the top part of the table. I mean, hopefully next season we will be. And, you have to take a step back. But, there's a challenge in every football club. If you're us, Fleetwood Town, we kind of had no pressure because we were the small club in amongst all the big clubs. So, the lads, thrived in that David v Goliath situation. When you come to Rovers, it's a different situation. You've got a big club for the division in the wrong part of the table. So, it's an enormous challenge. As I say, knowing the league as intricately as what we do gives us certainly the ability to hit the ground running. But, we've got some very, very tough games ahead of us, and we can't lose sight of, the next challenge, and that comes thick and fast. We've had one session today, and we head into Wigan Athletic at home now, and again, ready, raring, and ready to deliver a performance and take maximum points.
And just last couple from me, because it's such a hectic day for you, and as you say, preparing for a game taking place tomorrow. You as a manager, where do you feel like you're at the moment? What do you think that you've really improved aspects of in the last couple of years, and where do you still feel you need to go?
I'm just at the start of my journey, 2.5 years into my coaching journey. That's, some people do 6 or 7 years coaching before they go into assistant manager or head coach position. I literally, as I tend to do, threw myself in at the deep end, and thankfully at this moment in time, the fact that I've got another job so soon, is a reflection of certainly how football viewed the job we did in the previous club we were at, and we get another great opportunity with a very ambitious club and very ambitious owner to build on everything we've done before. But me as a head coach, I think one thing I have learned that I didn't maybe have as a player was an empathy, a real empathy for certainly the people that you work with. When I was a player and I was a captain or leader within teams, sometimes you maybe had to give them a bit of a rollicking to get them, performing. But what I've learned in my coaching journey is, you don't need to do that. If you're correct with your players and they know the culture and they know the daily expectation, then you very, very seldomly, have to raise your voice and get after people, because they want to do well for you if you're the right type of manager. And certainly in my short period, every team I've had have fought tooth and nail for me. We've won some games, we've drawn some games, we've lost some games in that, but we've never given up at any point. And there's been some highs and lows, but again, every time the teams took to the pitch, they've left everything out there, and that's all I ask for as a coach. It's all I wanted to deliver for coaches that I loved and respected, and hopefully the players here will soon learn just how much we care about them and how much we're here to help them improve and further their careers. We've had our career, me and Clint and Mangs. That those days are behind us. We're here to help them achieve everything they want to achieve in the game, and if that means staying here till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, no problem. Because my family's back in Liverpool, and I'm all in here. I've come in the midst of a tough time for the club, and myself and my coaching staff, we can't wait to get this fan base mobilised and get the blue part of Bristol proud to wear the shirt and proud to follow this football team.
And just final question, Joe, really appreciate your time. You don't have the benefit of a pre-season this time around. So what's going to be the key to making an impact straight away and fixing these results immediately?
Well, we found out we can play 12 players for the next few games. So we'll have a 12 against 11 advantage, which is nice of the league to give us that. No, I'm joking. What you've got to come in. The lads are obviously fit. I remember, different junctions of my career where, managerial changes happened, and it is always a little bit easier, I think, if it happens in the January, because you can shuffle the deck a little bit, to get maybe something that you can't see in the building. But we don't have the ability to do that. And to be honest, I was relatively surprised at how many good players are here. Do you know what I mean? You obviously know the starting 11 from when you play against them, but once I started doing my research and delving into it, there's enormous talent here, and it's our job to get those lads playing as a team and obviously fulfilling their potential. You know, Bill Walsh, the score takes care of itself. There's lots of processes you have to cover. And if you get your preparation right, my belief as a person is confidence comes from good preparation. You prepare superbly, you tend to perform superbly. So I don't know what's gone before. I don't really care. There's nothing I can do about it. But I can promise the Rovers fans that this team will be prepared superbly for battle every single time it takes to the pitch. As I say, we've done one session now. It might take a period for that to drop in. But after what I've seen this morning, I'm really pleased with the boys, and the players look like they've grasped the ideas and really want to show us just what good players they are. So I'm really excited.